workshop in Panel. Also, those workshop trainees at the Darling International Educational Headquarters there. These three groups will be interconnected to do other projects which Father will give in the future. There's a very critical question: who should become the owner of ocean? Who do you think has to be? God and Adam. We have to know that. God and Adam. Adam's family.
창조하면서 근본적인 그 생각이 뭐냐면 바다에 주는 하나님과 하나님의 아버지고 그 아들을 가정, 하나님의 가정이야. 아들 가정이 하나님의 가정이 하나님의 가정의 주인 선물이다.
At the time of creation, God's ideal was God Himself would become the owner of the entire oceans, and then His son, Adam's family, will become the second owner. Will have the second ownership. Yet, because of fall of man, everything was taken by Satan. Therefore, God's ownership of the oceans was even also taken by Satan. That's why God has been lamenting over this lost ownership of ocean. So what are we doing in the Unification Church? What is Unification Church doing? Our endeavor, our mission is to restore the original ownership which God originally wanted to have over all things. So the purpose of Unification Church is restoring the ownership of lost family. We have to restore the family, ownership of all the things in the world, also ocean. We also have to find God as our parent. That is Unification Church's mission. We, most of you here, are blessed couples. What does blessing mean to you? Restoration of Adam's family is the foundation of true parents, also based on God's providence. Since original Adam's family is supposed to be connected with God, through Adam's family, we all want to receive love. That's why we have to restore this, all the things, and ocean, and space, and everywhere in the universe. Unification, responsibility of Unification Church is to establish original Adam's family, which is connected with God through blood, lineage, and eventually expand this God-connected family, original Adam's family, to the worldwide. In other words, all the families in the world should be restored to that level.
거진 출발부터 이 역사 모든 인류 역사, 국가적 세계 전기까지 혈통적 이런 핏줄이 연결되어 있는 사람이에요.
We must understand that this original Adam's family must be connected with God through lineage. See, God is the origin of all this and the cosmos. So we have to be connected to this original family, which is Adam's family.
그 주인이 할 일이 뭐냐?
So what is the responsibility of owner?
하나님이 지어진 바다를 물들은 사람과 바다에 있는 모든 걸 보호하고 바다에 있는 모든 어종에 대한 것이 근절이 안 되게끔 천년마다 영원히 보존을 해야 할 책임이 주인이 되는 것이다.
The responsibility of owner, for example, owner of the ocean, because God created the owner also the ocean, we have to love ocean. We have to also protect it. We have to preserve all the resources in the ocean so that it can last for generation after generation, even for eternity.
여러분 주인이 중심적으로 주인이 될 것은 그 모든 소환연체에서 잘 보호하고 잘 키우고 잘 것이 유지되는 적절한 전체 환경적 내용적 전체를 책임져야 되고 그걸 보호해야 되고 소화해야 할 책임이 주인이 중심적으로 삶이 다른 거예요.
As an owner, we have responsibility. We have a mission to protect ocean, also oceanic resources. We have to preserve them. We have to develop them. Do you understand? That's what we have to do as the owner of oceans, because we have to give our love to the ocean.
그다음은 뭐냐?
And then we land in the land.
바다 선미가에서 이거 끝나다 보면 한 주변에 이제 고기 잡는 이런 역사는 끝나고 양식하러 갔다 고기 길에 갔다 하는 일을 받고.
You know, where Father has graduated from oceanic providence, oceanic challenge. So about a week ago, Father announced that fishing era is almost over. Now is the era that we have to start fish farms.
지금까지 바다에서 여기서 1963년 33년 나이가 35년 된다고. 35년 동안 주로 배를 본격적으로 타는 25년 매일.
As Reverend Kwak says, since 1963, when the first boat was built by Father, is for 35 years, Father has been working on oceanic providence. But actually, Father practically started taking boats out to the ocean about from 25 years ago. Yeah, 바다에 가시면 74년 정도, 오시면 25. Yeah, 25. Every year for 25 years in America, ever since Father came to America, Father has been going out to the ocean. No skip. Usually from 5 a.m. to midnight. Sometimes Father woke up at 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. and went out to the ocean.
바다를 누가 살아냈냐면 인부보다도 바다가 저 바다에서 종사하는 사람이 그런 열심히 종사했고 또 사랑하는 분도 사람을 위해서 여러분 알고.
We have to know. Entire universe will recognize that Reverend Moon has been loving the ocean more than anybody else in the world. Also has been working more hard than anybody else in the world. Therefore, we have to recognize that too.
그래서 바다에 종사하고 얼마나 많은 전부 다 태풍도 바다에 위험에 휩쓸려 가지고 지상에서 전부 다 연기가 나온 것처럼 다 부모 이상의 마음을 가져가지고 해방시키는 노래가 쭉 해오고.
Father has not only been fishing and developing oceanic providence, but also has been working on liberation of those people who lost their lives in the oceans while they were working in the ocean.
그래서 서진문 등에는 육지에 대한 60년도는 70년대까지는 전부 다 한배 산에 안 간 데가 없어. 높은 산, 금산, 한배 나고 있는 동물 안 잡아본 것이 없어. 올해는 없어 못 잡아봤잖아요.
Before actually father started the major oceanic the Providence, father spent about 20 years in Korea, more than 20 years, to work on the land through like hunting expedition and mountain climbing and checking all different valleys and mountains in Korea. Father has caught many different animals there. So father's journey, lifelong journey, has started from the spirit world. Spirit world, he checked every corner of the spirit world, and he landed on the land and checked every mountains and valleys, as he said, at least in Korea. And then father, as he came to America, he started working on this oceanic providence. Do you understand, Father?
Yeah.
So we are in the same position to do that. There are three different worlds here. Our mentality, our spirit, which is represented by our head, also the land, which is represented by our body, also the water, which is about 3/4 of our entire body, water. So these are the worlds we have to think about: spirit world, land, and ocean. Again, it's completed in our body. We have to love them. So unification movement has started from the spirit world and land and ocean. So now we have to go back to the original world, which is spirit world. It's like another complete cycle. So spirit world, land, and ocean. Now again, on the way back, now we have to make the entire land to be preserved and for God's use, and then eventually connect it to the spirit world again. It's a one big cycle. True parents started loving the spirit world, dealing with the spirit world, and then physical world, and the oceanic world. Now he culminated this entire process. So now true parents are in the position to bequeath this foundation, this tradition to you. That is the purpose of this spiritual workshop. In other words, Father established the liberation of the spirit world and the land, the physical world, land, I mean, mainly the land, world of land, and the oceanic ocean. These three, the liberation of these three different worlds are completed by true parents. The spirit world and the land, which is represented by the entire humanity, and the ocean, the water, represented by the all things. So one of the major tasks even here for us is to understand the spirit world and the physical world. And by having a full understanding and comprehension, we have to be able to connect these two worlds so that we can go back to the original world, which is spirit world.
여러분 이 이때 가지고 있는 하나님의 수천만 년의 한가닥이 거쳐왔다.
Even if you want to connect this physical world with the spirit world, as you know, because of Satan's interference, there are unnecessary steps, which is called like hell, on earth, hell in the spirit world. But the true Father has worked on these different levels of providence, and He interconnected all these three stages: spirit world, and the land, and the ocean. While He was working on this providence, there has been a tremendous amount of difficulties and obstacles and all kind of sufferings, but yet Father completed it.
길을 닦을 수 있는 하나님과 참고 주님까지 줄 수 있을 때까지 참 희생한 제물. 그래서 여기 와가지고 바다에서부터 세찬 거야. 물시대에서부터 여기서부터 핍박이 없는 새로운 물시대, 육지시대, 천상시대, 연결시킬 수 있는 해방권, 수상세계의 해방권, 육상세계의 해방권, 천상세계의 해방권을
Up until now, while Father has been working on this, building the channel among these three different stages, spirit world, land, and the ocean, there has been tremendous the number of sacrifices, human being sacrifice and all the material sacrifices like that. But now, the Father established all the foundations, and particularly from Oceanic Foundation now, Oceanic Providence Foundation now, Father is beginning this new providence, just like our life begins from the water in mother's womb. Our new providence is like a recreation process begins from this oceanic providence, which will be eventually connected to land and the spirit world again with God.
한 사람은
대하고
시대 연례 전부 300호를 거쳐가면서 하나 완성시키기 위한 일.
As Father explained this morning, when it comes to ourselves, self-identity, we go through three different stages. The water stage, which is mother's womb stage, and the physical world stage here, and eventually the spirit world. These stages are there to perfect ourselves, myself.
퍼펙트되기 위해서는 저거 타락이 없는 더럽힘이 없는 깨끗한 물, 깨끗한 하늘.
So in order for us to be perfected, there's a prerequisite condition there: clean water, no stained water, no polluted water, no polluted earth, no polluted spirit world.
무슨 pollution?
What kind of pollution? The false love should be eliminated from these three worlds. Self-centered love is false love. In our life, love, and lineage, if there is self-centeredness, these are the elements of the pollution. Do you understand? We have to clean them. We have to evict them.
너희 남미가 먹은 말이야. 흐린 물 처음부터 황토물이 있지만 여기 북부에 처음부터 거대한 일자들 얼마나 좋은지 맑은 물이야.
When we go to South America,
맑은 물, 맑은 공기, 맑은 땅, 맑은
when we go to South America, one thing about South America is most of the rivers have kind of mud color water, really not clean. But when you come to Kodiak, North America, like Kodiak, this place, there are clean air, clean water, clean sky,
and the tree.
Fresh, clean tree.
얼마나 얼마나 적만 갔나고 얼마나 똑바로 자라는지. 이야.
Look at those spruce trees around here. They are vertically really growing straight up. Father is amazed by them many times. We have to resemble those the straight vertical tree. Our
no matter how much steep that tree that could straight. Okay? And like the ideal human. 알겠어? 그거 배우는 거야. 그리고 그 춘이 제 지은데 짧은 기간에 어디게 뭐인가 마크에 가서 하고다가 열매가 이런 전부 다 기간이 짧게 열매 따 보니까 저 열매가 여기 단에부터 여기 씨가 다 있어. 짧은 기간에 그런 환경적 여기서 자기 생명을 지닐 수 있는 씨를 다 갖고 있어.
Father was amazed by one discovery yesterday. When Father went to Markleberry yesterday, he found some kind of berry, some kind of berry there, wild berry anyway. And Father picked one and checked it out. Even though this summer period is very short, this particular berry had a lot of seeds already ripe in this short period.
중국 사람들은 하냐 당비
종인데 그 보니까 전부 다 잎들이 꽃에 가져가지고 근데 그 꽃 자체가 저 날개가 달고 그 속에 씨가 들어서 있습니다. 그게 그 잠깐 기간에 그 여물지 안까지 해물 전부
Also, Father saw one particular herb plant, Chinese herb plant we call 당귀. I don't know American name anyway, English name, but 당귀, which is highly valued in the Chinese medicine field. And this particular plant has flowers, and the flower itself, each pistil of flower leaves has a seed at the tip, so that it can fly and be replanted somewhere. And in this short summertime period, each seed was already ripe when Father checked it out.
얼마나 열심히 놀자. 우리 지상에 사는 짧은 기간에 씨를 열면 이 상태가 될 텐데.
So as he saw this, as he studied this particular plant and the ripe seed, Father thought, well, in this short summertime period, this plant must have worked really hard to accomplish this ripeness of the seed. Therefore, I should give even more hard time to Unification Church members, even more severe training to Unification Church members, so that in this short lifespan of this physical world, Unification Church members can bring the seed, ripe seed, before they enter the spirit world. Because the kingdom of heaven is like a storage house where you can, all the ripe seeds to be stored.
여러분은 짧아. 일생 동안 이걸 전부 다 맞춘다. 시대, 자연 시대, 여기 시대. 핍박이 없어. 죽고 못 사는 게 없다고 판명받을 수 있는 관계에서 세계 모든 가정들이 우리 다리 가정들이 있기 때문에 가정이 핍박받을 수 있는 환경들도 우리 나라나 세계가 다 핍박할 수 있는 시대를 지나가지 핍박이 없는 세계에서 지금 하나님 좀 수고하다는 장로로부터 하나님 수고하다는 모든 면들을 여러분 일생 동안에 어떻게 전부 다 축적시켜 가져가지고 상속해야 하는 것이 부모님의 소원을 여러분 아닙니다.
God and true parents have been working on the providence for many thousands of years, as you know. Then finally, there's strong enough foundation that we can inherit from God and true parents. Going through this water stage of lifespan and land stage of lifespan and the eventually spirit world. So in this short lifetime, on this earthly lifespan, we are the ones who have to truly resemble true parents. We have to truly inherit true parents' foundation so that we can connect these three different worlds without having any difficulty. Because now the foundation is here that no persecution on a family, individual level, family level, national level, worldwide level, there will be hardly any persecution. So it's up to our commitment and determination to do it.
양식을 가요 양식, 인간 양식 이상을 정말 전 세계.
So Father thinks of now stopping going out and doing fishing, but instead Father is thinking about farming, fish farming, animal farming, and human farming, giving you re-education. That's what Father said, human farming.
그 필요해야 돼.
Don't you think the fallen descendants like us need it?
물질을 더럽히고 이 몸뚱이 더럽히고 정신적으로 다 더럽히고.
Because all this,
몸뚱이 이상이 이 물질을 다 더럽고.
because this water pouch and our body pouch, which represent land, and our the mental pouch, which represents the spirit world, all polluted.
그래 안 그래?
Isn't it true?
그 물을 패보면 그것이 하나님 보게 될 때 아이고 내 꿀같이 단물이다 마실 수 있어?
When we open our water bag, do you think God will appreciate that quality of water like a honey water?
창조한 본을 하나님이 사람 몸뚱이를 창조할 때 그 등을 해가지고 깨끗이 그 몸뚱이 이게 왜 똥보다 두둑?
When we open our body bag, do you think our body bag contains the original body which God created at the time of the creation? Or the bag of all the debris now?
Huh?
What is it?
그 머리.
What about your head? What do you have?
스프레스. 하나님 지금 깨끗한 우주보다 더 수정보다 우주 전체가 수정돼가지고 통해볼 수 있으면 깨끗한 그런 머리와 정신인데 이게 뭐야?
We are supposed to have crystal clear head, even more clear than crystal.
그래서 하나님 있는 것을 다 보고 얘기할 건데 지금
But what do we have here? We have all the
얼마?
먹물, like a black ink, which we cannot see anywhere, anything.
표백을 해야 돼, 전부 다 표백해가지고 노가장치 전부 다 이 물질을 노가장치 몸짓
We have to purify this head. We have to clean up so that we can see everything. We can communicate with God directly.
바다에 제일 물질을 노가장치 제일 오른 쪽반부로 내 땀이 내려가 나가라. 이 노가장치. 바다에서 제일 힘든 쪽방구로 나가라 그래.
So Father may create a small hole like to the ocean, then Father will kick you through that small hole to go out to the ocean.
좋게 흘러나가는 거지.
That's the kind of screening process in Father's own way.
그 필요해?
Don't you think we need that?
Yes.
그 필요 없는 사람 손 들어.
Those who think that you don't need it, show your hands to Father.
알긴 다 아는 거지.
So that means you know that. Well,
몸뚱이.
What about our body?
몸뚱이 이놈 몸뚱이 노가장치 안 나가지.
Our body has to be purified and cleaned too,
필요해?
screened too. So therefore, Father may squeeze our body like squeezing our laundry. Do we need it?
Yes.
그래. 편안한 게 좋아, 어려운 게 좋아, 어떠래?
What kind of life do you want? Comfortable life or hard life?
웃는 라이프이고 내 우는 라이프로.
What about smiling life, so-called, or crying life?
내 주. 요한에서 내일 거든요. 그래서 짜내야 돼.
So my father is going to.
너들 머리가 얼마나 이게 스트레스.
What about our head? How hardened our head has become?
하나님 머리가 하나님 머리 같아?
Do we have the kind of same spirit as God in our head?
선생님 머리 같아?
What about Father compared to fathers? We have the same level of spirit?
그 하나 그 몽골돔이 하나 더 없게끔 남기기 원해. 뭐 얼럭덜럭 남기기 원해.
So do you not clean up your head without any trace of dark spot, or you want to have some stained spots still left over there?
No trace.
알게나 하는만 물주머니 녹화, 이 복주머니 녹화, 정신주머니 녹화 장치를 사용하지 만들었다.
So Father is going to now utilize these three different stages of purifying process. Our water bag purifying process, our body bag purifying process, our head purifying process.
거기에 모든 역사를 때 승리했다. 그는 바다에서 지금까지 태풍 불고 죽어가는 모든 사람 제일 지긋지긋한 죽음에 가던 그 길 이상도라는 가 같다.
If you want to complete the purification of your water bag, you have to even welcome even more hardship, more hard life than those seamen throughout history who lost their lives in the sea, ocean.
그 이겨야 될 거 아니야.
We have to overcome that instead of losing life.
그 안에 갈래? 어박하면 왜 갈래?
You want to do below the level of those the seamen throughout the history, or you want to be even above, beyond.
하나님 저 천상세계에서 지형창 좀 시험 쳐서 나가려고 하는데 너들 이렇게 나갈래? 하나님 거쳐서 가야 돼. 죄로 가서 인간의 더 깊이 거쳐가야 돼.
God's journey in throughout the history of restoration started from heaven all the way hitting the bottom and coming up and again almost reaching the heaven now. What about our journey of history of restoration? You want to make a small area and just follow this way, or you want to follow God's footstep and go through every stage like God does?
1년 동안 다 거칠 것 같아 생각하지?
What do you think? Do you wish that you can finish this journey within a year?
그 자신 있어?
Do you have confidence to do that?
깨끗이 녹할 수 있어?
Within
하나님같이.
a year, do you think that you can purify your water bag and body bag and head bag completely?
(1년) 동안에 하나님과 같이 이퀄라이즈에서 그 배를 가질 수 있어?
Within a year, do you think you can reach the level as God in terms of the purification?
전지전은 청전, 유청전 하나님이 수천 날을 걸어가지고 이렇게 지금 그걸 가져가지고 여기 동안인데.
Even as the creator of this entire universe, Almighty, omniscient, omnipotent God took for at least several thousand years to reach this level. Yet you think you wish that you can do all these things within a year?
자, 그래서 바다의 지역 차버리자. 그래서 바다의 지역 같은 모든 다 차버리고 큰이나 하이를 만든다.
So we have to have a determination that we will kick the hell elements out of the ocean and purify the entire ocean. No pollution.
오션 헬스 킥아웃. 이렇게 크기로.
We should think that way.
죽는 한이 있더라도 크다 죽는 한이 있더라도 한이 없다. 너들 가가지고 틱톡 가가지고 나를 따라서 하나님 데려가겠다. 그 참편되겠다 그런 생각입니다.
Even if I lose my life, I wouldn't regret. I will not regret. But I will accomplish this mission. Therefore, all you people follow me. Then there is the vision there. That is the content. We should have that kind of banner.
하나님 앞에 이들 다 나가 있는데 모든 탕감해가지고 데려와서 처음으로 나와 같이 하나님 나라 가게 해줘서 그럴 수 있는 사람이 있어야 된다는 거예요.
So in other words, you should be able to secure people following you to God. Say that, oh, you established such a victorious foundation, so please let me follow you so that I can go to God too. You need that kind of people around you.
그런 사람 되고 싶어?
Do you want to become such people?
Yes.
그런 사람 박수하라.
Those who are willing to become such people.
그런 사람 내가 또 그런 사람 이제 어떻게든지 내가 만들어야 된다. 내가 아니 누가 선생이 되고 교회도 법으로 만들어야 된다 그 말이야.
대란 말 아버지만 있습니다.
자기 자신이 만들었으니까 나는 법으로 어디 새 만들어 가져가지고 합니다. 그런 대표는 제가 봉주를 풀에 갈라서라도 죽는다 산다 하더라도 눈 감고 밀어낼 수 있는 이런 걸 하지 않는다.
So we have to have a new determination that I am the one. We are the ones who have to create such quality people, such quality followers. If they are not willing to follow your direction, it may take a baseball bat or it may take I don't know, whatever method you can mobilize, you should be able to convince them, persuade them so that they can reach the level you expect them to become.
그렇게 해서라도 이거 저보다 물통을 깨끗이 하면 안 되지?
Don't you think we have to mobilize such method to clean up our water bath? What do you think? Yes or no?
Yes!
Yes.
이제 우리는 이제 오션이건 챌린저가 이제 돌아가서는 선수가서 가지고 물 있는 곳에 내가 왕이다.
After this, upon the completion of this Ocean Challenge workshop, wherever you go and wherever you see water, you should be able to feel that, oh, I am the king of this body of water.
Ocean world.
Ocean.
Water world. Understand?
Yes.
I'm making taking determination from now the center of the ocean world. That means king of ocean. Isn't it?
Yes.
너 새벽까지 나서 나한테 승낙 맞고 나가라.
여기서는 정말입니다.
그 말은 뭐냐면 너 새벽에 나가면 이미 나가 있다는 말이야.
So Father is telling you that you may go out early dawn, like 1 or 2, 3 a.m. with permission from Father. When Father comes down to find you, you can be out in the ocean early morning. In other words, you should play the role of the owner, role of parent, role of teacher. That is the owner. That is the
3대 주체 해양 세계 3대 주체설의 대표자다 그런 자.
I am the representative of the three main ideologies.
메인 센터 아이디얼리티.
Center ideology.
메인스트림 아이디얼리티. Then parents,
주체.
and teachers,
Self-reliant.
king's spirit. Understand? 하나님이 그런 분이 하나님이
God is
하나님 중에 하나님은 부모여 선생이여 주인이야 너도 그런 자리에서 대표적인 자리에 나는 자리에 알았어?
just like God is parents, owner, and teacher. We should play the same role. Through love, we have to raise them. Just like God raised them, raised us through love. We should be able to catch and find all different kinds of things like mussels and shell and catch fish. And that's the way of showing our love.
얼마나 아름답게 생겼어.
And we should be able to appreciate the beauty of each item we catch and find.
거기 잡아보니까 눈이 깜빡깜빡 하든가 안 하든가 모르겠어.
When you catch a fish, have you seen the fish eyes blinking or not? Father doesn't remember.
왜서?
They don't blink? No answer?
모르겠어 뭘 갖다 그러는데.
Say whether you know or if you don't know, say you don't know.
더워서 이게 바다가 추워서 입는 게 막 덥다 땀이 난다. 땀 나면 벗어야 돼.
Father went out the ocean today, so now Father feels hot. That's why he's taking off that jacket.
너도 추웠지?
What about you? Didn't you feel cold today?
바람을 불어서 추웠어.
There was a strong wind today.
그게 재미야, 그게 재미야.
So dealing with strong wind and rain and rough weather is such fun, isn't it? Which one is more preferable? Having fun, or having interest?
Both.
이치한 거야.
Having interest. Fun.
한국에만 재미있는 날 참 재미있어.
In Korean language, there is a particular word, 재미, which is actually a combination of fun and interest. But there's no one single word in English.
사람들이 조만개에서 웃지 않지만 말이야, 웃지 않지만 재미를 웃고 춤추고 노래하고 그걸 재미라고 해야 하면서.
Even if you have fun or you feel very interesting, you may smile but no dancing, or vice versa. But when we explain about 재미, it goes both ways, singing and dancing. Repeat after father. 재미.
너들 물질이 노가장치가 필요하지 않았다고.
So we know that we have to purify our water bath, don't we?
그러면 이제 노가장치 하려면 바다 가서 해야 되겠나 육지에서 해야 되겠나.
If you want to purify the water bath, where shall we do it? On the land or in the ocean?
얕은 강에서 해야 되겠나 깊은 저 뭐니까 저 하와이섬 제일 있고 뭐니까
12,000m.
커피 코나 커피 그 6,000m 근데 얕은 강가에 해야 되겠나 깊은 바닷가에서.
Well, you say water. Then what kind of body of water? Shallow, about 3 feet deep river, creek, or like in the center of the Pacific Ocean where there is 6,000 meter deep, that kind of deep water. Where would you do that? Would you want to do it?
Deep water.
알긴 아는만.
So you know that.
Yes. 바다에 말이야 30m만 들어가 그래도 도라부터이 짜버리네. 참대가 큰 참대가 짜버려. 6,000원 그래도 이 걔네들이 그 거기들이 거기서 새우가 살고 있어. 아이고.
See, water pressure, because of the gravity, water pressure is so huge that if you dive into about 30 meters, which is about 100 feet deep, then even this big gasoline tank will be crushed because of the pressure weight. But yet, also the bamboo, the whole bamboo will be crushed. That kind of weight is there. The flatness. Yeah. Yet we find fish under the 6,000 meters.
6,000m는 어떻게 들어가면 전부 다 해가지고 밀가루같이 처음부터 바다에서 6,000m 늘려놓을 수 있는 걸 힘이라고.
If we put him about 6,000 feet under the water, his body will become like a spaghetti.
그런데 거기 말이야 6,000m 안 한 게 새우 같은 몸뚱이 같은 새우 같은 어물이 사는 거예요.
But it's amazing to see about the shrimp-like small creatures are living under 6,000 meter water with light in their eyes. So we may think, oh, that little shrimp has even more power than God. What about God? If we put God under 6,000 meter of water, you think God will be crushed to squeeze it too, or well, he will come out intact? What is it? How long do you think God will survive in that kind of water? So God may say, well, look at this. Those things which I created, the many things which I created are in a way, in certain aspect, better than myself. God may say that. What about those the parrots? Those really love birds. They always are kissing together with their beaks. Do you think God does that? In that way, those birds are better than God. Those birds always chirp and then they do kissing like that, which God cannot do that. God, doesn't do that. You understand, Father? When God watches this kind of phenomena from each created beings, God truly feels interesting and fun, 재미.
취미, 재미.
취미 is hobby, but 재미 is fun and interest.
나무잎과 같은 취미, 꽃과 같은 재미다. 향기.
Father says the relationship between 취미, hobby, and 재미, fun, is like in a tree, in a flower tree, the leaves.
그린 칼라.
Leaves represent 취미, hobby. Yet the flowers, beautiful. The flowers is like a fun, 재미.
재미. Different colors. Do you understand? 재미. Every you have found out 재미. The sound is 재미. Interesting. Cannot compare that 재미.
Repeat that, Father. 재미. One more time. 재미.
미국 사는 것이 재미다.
Also, if we write it in Chinese character, 재미 means staying in America, living in America. America was supposed to become the kingdom of God on earth when we study this particular Chinese character. But this land, America, has become the garbage land.
The American people, that health people. Land is a kingdom, heaven atmosphere. People, health, different kind, no harmony, no harmony. Someone irritating, someone element, 이렇게. You are true?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Do you understand clearly? 이게 똥개 먹기. 요새 이 배대장을
Are you a captain of a boat?
Yes, we have two.
Oh, two boats.
하나도 캡틴 또 머리야.
Even if you have two, you're still captain.
이러면서 있을 때, 와, 투미 하이드를. 저건 한번. 배. 물주머니, 로가당치에 노란이 차, 아멘이야, 아멘.
So even if Father said, I'm going to kick you through these small holes so that you can purify your water bag, will you say Amen? 여과, 정화, purification이라고. What about your body bag, this meatball? Don't you need purification of it? Do you need it?
Yes. 절대 필요하지 않아, 절대.
Do you absolutely need it?
Yes. He understands the absolute form. How can that? Oh. 나중에 너가 당시 나 죽는다고 생각했나? 죽으면서도 저 분은 저쪽으로 생각했나? 왜 어떻게 생각하냐?
Suppose now you are trying to go through that little hole, Father is kicking your butt from behind, and you feel like dying. Will you still go through that hole to purify your body, or you will stop it?
죽으면서도 거꾸로 저쪽 나가다니다 죽으면 없어지니까 죽겠는 거다.
Even if you are dying, until the process of your death is complete, you will still have to look at the end of the tunnel and just keep going. Then you will suddenly find a new world there.
There's no power, no existence, something. That's all. 거스로
That's why the Bible says those who are willing to give up their lives will find it, but those who are seeking their lives will lose it. But this German brother who has a plump body here and also very stubborn and arrogant, how can he go through this little size hole?
How can you want to go through that small hole? You have to receive it. Stop. Help here. 패스트 원. 다 그렇죠.
Everybody has to go through that process.
자, 이게 너희들 이렇게
So therefore, even if father slaps you like that, will you complain about it?
너가 남지 소장이 딱이야.
Father is now the cleaning to do purification of your body back.
이 차도 이러면
So that's why even if father gives you a strong kick, you just have to keep blinking.
미국에 저 부모가 자식 하나 때려도 저 경찰이
But but according to American law, even if your parent give you a slap, now the children can call police.
천국가 갔나 지옥이 있구나 이게.
In that kind of family system, do you think they will all go into the kingdom of God, or they will have to remain in this hell?
세틀맨. 너 화장실 통과했지?
So we haven't gone through that little hole to purify our body, did we?
저 지역 대폭에서 지역미창까지 해서 지역판까지 쭉 나가고 저쪽 넘어가다 와 천국이야.
Father may push you from the heaven all the way down to the bottom of the hell. Then once you penetrate the bottom of the hell, then suddenly the new heaven, new world will emerge in front of you.
하나님이
That's where God will wait to receive you falling.
네가 뭐대? No, how to tell you why we have to go through the small hole. This Satan, accumulated Satan, company understand? Company in here, every foreign thing. See. 통과시켜야 돼.
So Father wants to push everybody through that hole.
땅팔 딱 너와 할아버지는 120년 동안 100년대 불평을 하는데 너들은 120년 동안 땅을 저 매일 고대에 팔고 몇 평씩 팔았어 안 팔았어?
We studied the Noah building the ark for 120 years, didn't we? We did it. What about you? If Father tells you to dig a hole in the land for 120 years, would you complain?
No.
그러니까 선생님은 뭐 한달 접어서 절대 못해.
You said no to even that extreme level. Therefore, we have no excuse to say any complaints in front of God and true parents, but only offer our absolute obedience.
공부에 불평할 수 있는 저보다 회를 그거 못 나가게 되는 여자 지역.
못 나갈 수는 뭐를 달아요?
공기에 뭐이 붙어가자는 말이야. 그것이 그 군원을 먹고 들어가는데 이것들 조건 때문에 지역 물들이 된다.
Suppose while you are going through this little hole to purify your body back, then if something is attached to your hip here, rear end, because of that additional thing, if you cannot go through this hole, then you will end up in hell.
하나님 나저 나이 육체 너랑 육신 너랑 지금 완전 통과했습니다 할 때 내 공매 모이다니 이 쌍가야. 공정 못 받는.
You may think that you finished this process of going through the tunnel and raised your both hands and saying in front of God, God, I completed this body back purification. I came through this hole, yet God says something attached on your tail. That means you still fail.
그 패스하더라 스탬프 찍어서 난 찍었나. 공주에 되게 공주지에 지역한다 이 공주 찍었나.
If you are in that stage, God is not going to do stamping on your head, forehead, but God will hit your button, tail part.
지역.
That's hell.
그래서
Do you understand?
확실히 알았지 이제.
So do you clearly understand the Father's message?
일생 동안 뜻끼리 있어서 한마디도 불평하는 날은 걸린다고 이거야. 이래서
So that means throughout your entire life, if you even say one word of complaints, you will have to deal with the consequences.
그 맞는 말이야 안 맞는.
Is it true?
Yes.
선생님이 복귀는 어제 하나 백명령 하는 거 싫다고 그래서 어디 그랬나? 나는 통할 필요 없어.
Imagine when God told Father to do this, the restoration of human history, the providence of restoration, do you think we have Unification Church with us today?
선생님 처음 댄데리 갈 때 세계 모두 처음 댄데리 전날 와서 울고 너희들은 그 전체 바람땅 전쟁이 모를 때 울지만 나갈 때 전부 다 희망을 갖고 희망.
Even when
희망이야 저 건너편 대개는 저 승리라는 간판과 천국 문이 열리는 거야.
Even when Father had to go to Danbury prison for his incarceration period, we all cried. We were in tears. But Father never cried, and Father even told us not to cry because Father could see the beautiful world on the other side of the tunnel.
Not the other side of the
wall. The other side of the wall, prison wall.
Past that prison, or pictures, that flower, everything there, pictures, decoration there. That represents kingdom. Heaven on earth. 그 불평하더라 나 빨리 통화해.
So while we are going through this kind of process, tunnel, should we complain about it, or we have to close our eyes and go through fast as we can?
엔초들가 레브람 제일 악당 개소 레브람 요트로 우리 잡아주기 잡기 했던 사람들이 서서 줄도 안 가서 다 우리 장님 됐습니다.
Even when it comes to Father's incarceration at the Denver prison, in the beginning, there are many gangsters and those mafia-related criminals waiting for Father to harm on Father. But within 3 weeks, most of them knelt down in front of Father and said, "Please, accept me as your father."
내가 이제 1년 가까이 진행 나올 때는 처음부터 다리들이 귀한 거 내저 잠 옆에 다 쌓아놔가지고 그래서 비싼 사람 다 넣어놨어.
As they leave the prison, because those who came there earlier than Father, many of them left every day and come new ones like that. Many of those people, prisoners who left prison, gave the most precious things they need in the prison for the prison life, gave to Father. Then Father all distributed all of them to those needy people.
사람들이 전부 다 영계할 때, 나눠질 때, 자기 자신들 전부 다 하나님과 선생님을 갖다 받을 수 있는 이런 노력을 한 것이 뭐더라도 이 감옥에 있는 죄수들이 미국 식구들, 미국의 통교수들 나왔다.
So when Father saw that, those prisoners doing that, Father thought, well, these rich American people, when they go to spirit world, they join the spirit world, actually they should offer their wealth, their money to Father so that Father could do God's providence. Yet they don't do it. But these prisoners, to God, they have to offer everything to God and to their parents for the sake of the entire humanity. But they don't do it. But these prisoners, those most cherished items were given to Father so that Father could use them for the sake of all the prisoners in that prison. How about you? What about you?
선생님 저 너들 밭에 가서 세계를 살리는 세계를 부활시키는 너들의 재물대로 너 제가 하는 밭이라고.
If Father tells you to bring all of your money and wealth to Father, even your life for the sake of the saving the entire humanity, would you do that, or will you turn your head away?
Yes.
너들 하도 없이 돈이 불안할 게 없어 예까지.
But you don't have any money except your balls. That's why you say yes easily.
웃을 게 아니야. 너들 짜내는데 말이야. 이게 너가 잘 터는데 그거에 공문이가 더 못 가. 발로 해가지고 너가 이제 못 나가는 거에 걸렸어.
It's not a laughing issue. If you are not offering everything honestly and truly, when you go through this little hole, your hips will suddenly become too big that you cannot go through that hole. Only your head will go out there, and your hips will be still on the other side.
공기를 모가지를 잘라서 이 그릇 못해 그걸 준 거야.
That doesn't mean that you can cut off your hip and go through. Then because you will die. If you die, you will end up in hell.
시간이 나?
Do you feel it is real?
선생님 그 바다에 가서 뭐를 이런 연구했구만. 어느 우리들 모아가지고 기약 주고 꼼짝 못하게 손들리고 맨들라고 그랬구만. 그 잘한 거야 그다음에.
You may think, oh, Father went out to the ocean today to think about all these the ways of the persuading us and the convincing us and give us this hard push tonight. Do you think it was a good thing for Father to do that or a bad thing?
Good thing. Yeah, yes. Your face is very good. Handsome guy. 알긴 알지만 good boy.
Your face.
오늘 좀 잊으면 안 돼. 내가 때려볼 거야.
So don't forget Father's message
그냥 가만
tonight.
놔둘까?
Don't forget Father's message tonight. Do you expect Father pushing you even harder than ever, or Father leaves you alone so that you can have a comfortable workshop here? Which one? First or second?
First.
First. I want to first number one. 이랬으니까 선생님 80년이야. 힘이 없어.
Father is pushing 80 now. So Father is powerless. No strength.
그러니까 미국에서 레스랑 전화 써가지고 너들끼리 패들었다. 오케이야, 안 오케이야.
So Father may mobilize those strong professional wrestlers here and have them torture you and push you. Is that okay?
Yes. 아이, 어디야? 그래.
Yes or no? Yes.
Wonderful tonight. God wants long time. It's like time. How wonderful we are. 해보라.
So, repeat after Father. How wonderful we are.
How wonderful we are.
I became friend of God.
Repeat after Father then. I became friend of God.
I became friend of God.
No problem.
No problem.
야, friend 아니면 my parents no problem. 100 가도
So whatever you wish,
friend
there's no limitation there. God is your parent, friend, or even you.
friend도 높은 parents. 야, friend 무슨 parents 하자. 이래. 근데 friend 때는 뭐 영당 때 가서 아침 저녁 업돼서 굿모닝 씩 했는데 업돼 가지고 정식적으로 쉬워로.
Of course, you can be on the same level with God and shake hand as a friend, but at the same time, well, friend is too horizontal, so let's set the order vertically, then God suddenly will be in the position of your parents. Then instead of shaking hand horizontally every morning, you will have to bow down to God vertically.
It's like extend
Vertical respect.
and bless God and down the earth. Bless the open that all creature occupied only dedicate my body including to God. Because everything of perfection I received from you. Thank you. I will give some kind of present to you. You become now king of all the creatures upon thy. How wonderful you are. 가슴 가슴 사랑은 더 잘
So everybody wants.
사랑한 상들 잘
Yeah,
높게
yeah.
말해줘.
We all want our love partner to become better than ourselves. That's why this kind of love application is available for everybody.
육체가 그리는 될 수 있는 것이 너와 같이 통과해 깨끗이 될 수 있는 건 알아서 몰랐어.
So do we clearly understand how to purify our body back? Do we know or not?
No.
Yes or no?
Yes.
내 웃어는 시간. 왜 웃는 말이야?
Why somebody laughed? Was laughing? You showed your smile, huh?
왜 웃어? 너 이러서.
What's the meaning of your smile?
좋아서 웃었어. 기가 막혀서 웃었어.
Does your smile tell us that you are happy and then you feel joy or you feel sadness?
Happy and joyful.
결핍. 그 지능이 있어. 지능이란 비교의 능력인데 비교는 좋은 것은 따라갈 수 있기 때문에 아무리 어렵더라도 어려운 것보다 더 좋게 될 때는 그를 통할 수 있다.
We all have intelligence here, which has ability of comparing things. Even though there is a good thing, and this course may be harder than this easy course, yet there is something better promised. Then even though there is some struggle and suffering, you go that way and yet still say, it's good, I feel joy.
자, 하나님이 저 타락한 이 인류를 핍박받아온 데 있어서 최고의 왕자를 주었는데 그 왕자 왕녀도 이런 하나님 대신 핍박 이상 할 수 있지 않고는 하나님의 독생자 독생녀의 왕자 왕녀의 처음부터 상속할 수 없다. 진리야 진리야.
God has been working on this history of restoration, which has been dealing with a lot of persecutions and trials and sufferings. Also, God's representative, the only son and only daughter who followed God's footsteps, go through all these this persecution and opposition and trials and sufferings, even more than God experienced himself. That's the way these only son and daughter are qualified to be called as the only son and only daughter.
낚시 좋아해 낚시 해봤어 안 해봤어?
Have you done fishing?
Yes.
Rod fishing.
정신 통일 오관을 집중할 수 있는 제일 시간이 안 나.
오래 가도 지루하지 않단 말입니다.
아니 오관을 피싱하게 되면 오관을 집중해서 제일 시간이 안 걸려.
The fishing, rod fishing, is the best way you can have all your five senses mobilized and focus on one particular point quickly, faster than anything else.
이거 얘기하지 낚싯줄만 갖고 주인 사람들은 참 너무 문제 없다.
Even you are talking with somebody, as long as you are connected through the fishing line, you can pull that person, no problem.
알겠어? 배우난들이냐 무엇을 말하고 연구하고 전부 다 상관없어. 이것이 픽하면
You know, suppose you have to do something, you have to talk with somebody, yet you still hold the fishing line, of course, hook in the water, and you hold on to it, and as soon as fish strikes, you can cut off this conversation and immediately deal with this fishing.
알겠어?
You understand? That means focus is here still.
남녀는 처음부터 이렇게 앉았기 때문에 발가락에다 딱 걸어놔도 처음부터 밤에 자다가도 전부 다 한다.
In South America, Father is down there. When Father is down there, it's a hot weather there. So you may take off your pants and almost half naked. And even while you are sleeping, you can tie up the fishing line on your ankle here. Oh, your toe. Put the fishing line in between the toes.
그래가지고 자다가 일어나가지고는 그거 잡았지. 얼마나 번개 풀로 또
and go to sleep. Then as soon as the fish strikes,
천하 됐습니다. 번개 풀로 더 빨라.
then while you are sleeping, if fish strikes, you will feel immediately and wake up and catch fish even faster than lightning.
그렇게만 무엇을 하면 무엇을 이기는.
If you can do everything with that kind of spirit, you can become champion in every field you will get engaged.
낚시는 도라고.
So that's why fishing,
메인스트림이라고 말합니다.
the fishing is a way of virtue.
Way of
down.
메인스트림.
It's like a way to reach the enlightenment.
You understand? 자 이제 몸뚱이에 대해서 지나가서 다 알았어.
So now we completed this body bag purification.
물이 깨끗.
Now water bag is purified, body bag is purified. Now our head bag.
보이지 이게 보이는 길을 통해 들어갔나 보이지 않는 길을 통해 들어갔나.
What about our head bag? Do you think our head bag should go through the visible tunnel or invisible tunnel? What kind of hole?
Invisible hole. 정신이
Because this is spirit. We are dealing with our spirit.
invisible hole. 하나님 볼 수 있고 영계를 통할 수 있는 영계 볼 수 있는데 너들은 모른다.
Of course, God can see that hole.
참보면 안 돼. 그분을 냈다 모르면 고생할 거야 안 갈 거야.
Of course, God can see that hole. This hole connects you to the spirit world, but we, with the physical eyes, cannot see it. But Father will just push you through that hole. Are you willing to go through that hole?
그래서 내가 그걸 가르쳐주는 그게 뭐냐 훈독회야.
Father is teaching you. What is that whole? 훈독회.
누가 훈독했나 보네.
Who is the champion of 훈독회? God and then true father.
다시 아니야 트루 페렌트야.
True parents.
하나님은 훈독을 해서 벌써 다 했지.
True parents are the champions of 훈독회 because God already knows everything.
하나님은 훈독해서 다 했는데 하나님 아담이 타락한 간섭보다는 지금 훈독해 보더니 그건 참부모가 하기 때문에 하나님이 앞서있던 말에 대해 하나님도 열심이야.
안 했기 때문에 아담에서 타락했다는 겁니다.
타락할 때 하나님이 간섭보다 지금 때문에 간섭해가지고 훈독해서 하나님 주신데 하나 말이야.
At the time of Adam and Eve's fall, God could not interfere as we learn. But how can God interfere now in our lifetime and ask us to do 훈독회? Only true parents initiated this and started this, not God.
누가 훈독의 챔피언 누구야?
So therefore, who is the champion of 훈독회? True parents.
알긴 아는 이놈들.
You know it.
트루 페렌트는 말 자기 사랑하는 사람 아들딸이 자기가 훌륭하게 더 훌륭하지 그렇게 바라는 식을 주기 때문에 몇 배, 몇십 배 열심히 하라고 하더라 안 해도.
So it is principle. Okay, even when it comes to true parents expect his children to become better than true parents himself.
Love partner.
Love partner.
Want to become more than true parents. Understand? 내 간세. 때를 몰아서 챔피언십은 선생님부터 훌륭한 챔피언들이 어디 가든지 가서 반에 가서 어디 가서 선생님도 지금 오늘 아이고 제일 피곤한데 가지고 말씀 뭐 선생님 때문에 모르는데 그러고 있더라고 이 바꾸배.
So what's the way of making us the better than Father himself? Possibly through 훈독회. So that's why Father will push you as hard as he can to make sure that you do 훈독회 every available time. Even today, Father came back from this rough weather, and Father had dinner. Then Mr. Park told Father, "Well, today we have opening ceremony here. We expect Father you giving inspiring message tonight." He's making Father work hard tonight.
이렇게 잘 이게 얻어가든지 스프릿 챔피언 만들는 뭐 세계가 연계 가서 하나님의 훈독회를 할 수 있다고야.
Once you follow Father's direction, in other words, your head back can be purified through this, going through this tunnel, then you will become an almighty person. Like in front of even God, you can educate even God.
Ordinary God wants he got that himself. Their children, their love partner. You think? I became that kind of perfection guy, Santa Claus, over God's praise, so that I teach you hearing in the seat, hear my bones, God. Deny? Yes, which one? Of course, yes, forever. Open 5 senses that open everything. 100% of the hearing after the God extend this angel then. 하나님 축제는 하나님 자신이 목표를 아들이 하는 훌륭하다.
God cannot make himself to dance around, but his children
His love partner
can do it.
giving the stimulating angel power so that moving, that dancing, singing it. God alone cannot do that. You understand? Yes. Then making that kind of activities more than bigger than God. 하나님으로 그러면 말에서 웃기면 that kind of making action result. You understand? Yes. Yes. That activity is highly. 여러분은 부모님 앞에 있어서 효자, 해자, 충신 이것이 전부 다 부모님이 밤이나 낮이나 나라님이 밤이나 낮이나 하나님이 밤이나 낮이나 즐거워할 수 있는 사랑의 상대들이다. 만천에서 졌기 때문에 넓은 천국에 수많은 사람들이 있어가지고 자기들 제시한 모든 하나님을 기쁘게 할 수 있는 환경적으로 말하면 만천에서 좋다, 적천에서 좋다 어떤 거야?
So in order for us to reach that level, that quality of God's love partner, we have to make sure that we become the filial sons and daughters and the patriots.
Nation be a patriot.
On the national level,
It's
patriots.
the horizon. 그런 호리산이 12배고 12사람 호리산이 전부 다 하나님보다 12배가 되고 아들 딸만 12배 자랑하시는 거예요. 12번 이상 기쁘게 할 수 있으니 하나님이 행복하지 않을 수 없다.
If there is 12 holy sons in front of God, almost on the same level, we are talking about divinity there, then God will feel like, oh, there are 12 of me, just like me. So God will be 12 times happier and more joyful.
그래 아들 딸이 많은 게 좋아, 작은 좋아.
So therefore, which is better, to have as many children as possible, or as small as possible?
Many children.
그래 나라가 세계에 있어서 중국같이 12만 뭐냐 10억 되는 게 좋아, 미국 2억 4천 좋아.
What about on a national level? Is it better to have like a 1.2 billion people like China, or small population like America, only 240 million people? Right. Which one is better? Bigger or smaller?
미국 사람은 나라 생활에서 뭐 애국심이 있어, 중국 사람은 애국심이 있어.
Do Americans have the patriotic spirit, or Chinese people have more? Which country people have more patriotic concept and spirit? Chinese or Americans?
중국 사람은 10배만 하더라도 10배만 얼마야 이게 125야 125 10배 하더라도 우리는 그 나라를 행복한 나라로 지상 천상 천국도 이루고 남는다 하는 배포를 갖고 있어.
The Chinese people have guts by saying that even if our size of population becomes tenfold, in other words, 12 billion people in China, land of China, we will make sure that China will become a happy land.
미국은
What about America? Do American people have that kind of commitment and guts?
프라이버시 인디비주얼리즘.
So you advocate the privacy and extreme individualism.
세팅면트. Do you understand? You have taken enlightenment, that kind of nation is. One nation 하나, one cause 하나가 모아비 카스를 던져가. 네가 봐. God will take kind concept, king. They are children become that kind of level. The true king, which is the kind of level. God wants to hold. 오늘 저 남아는 사람 몇 살이야?
Reverend Warner, how old are you?
71.
어?
71.
난 죽은 줄 알았더니 그 살아있었구나.
I thought you already dead.
아니 나 영국 간 나는 죽었는데 죽어나가자마자 이거 살아남았어. 그 독이 별로네.
One leader from England already passed away, but you are still alive. Germany is greater than England.
Germany is far more than England. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father. Forever. Thank you, Father. People in Finland. Forever. Thank you, Father. You have to have the conscience. Every year, that learning, trained, well learning. Thank you, Father. No. That 뭐라고? forever. Unchanging forever. Unique, absolute. Thank you. 그런 컨셉이 있어야 된다고.
We should have that kind of concept. Even when we give thank you, Father, we should have as a prerequisite, eternally, uniquely, unchangingly, absolutely, thank you, Father.
왜? 이 우주를 전부 다 생각받을 수 있는 그 수속장을 전부 다 만들어주고 그런 티켓을 끊어줬어.
Because true Father is providing the certificate and some kind of ticket that we are qualified to inherit this entire universe.
얼마나 variety being is thank forever.
So,
and I find them in thank forever. God and truth give to you your nation and your all humanity. You understand how to talk in context? Huh?
Yes.
How much we are thankful. 엠브레스 오픈. 킹 칸스, king 스프레스, thank for forever.
That should be our attitude.
자, 그러면 이제 정신과정제 전부 다의 노가정치에 통과하려면 선생님 만들어놓은 이 전부 다 노가정치 통과해야 돼.
So again, if you want to have your spirit, your head go through this purification process, you have to go through the whole which was built, which has been built by Father,
선생님 말씀.
which is the whole is represented by Father's words.
큰 문어는 뭐 미국도 한꺼번에 나갈 수 있어요. 좁은 문어는 저 배배 뭐야 저 군까지도 나갈 수 없을 망심이.
If there's a big enough hole, the entire American population can go through at once. But if there is a small enough hole, even bacteria cannot penetrate, go through. There may be that small hole.
어디로 통하네? 큰 구멍, 백테리아, 내로홀.
What size of hole do you prefer? This big enough hole for the entire American population, or a small enough hole that bacteria cannot go through? Which one? Big or small?
Small. Small.
원당 국리가 꽉찬서 원당 풀 원더풀.
American word wonderful sounds like in Korean word the full of your buttocks. 엉덩이. This is called in Korean like a wonderful 엉덩이 full of 엉덩이.
Sitting forever, don't take time.
In other words, Father said your hips are well developed. That's why you can sit on the floor forever.
너들이 이렇게 하기 힘들지. 이게 앉기 왜 선생님이 이렇게 앉아. 힘들지?
It's not easy to sit down like Father, right?
이렇게 해가지고.
So, the copy Father. No. You do it. You practice. Put your legs together as inward as possible, and put your head down and hit.
그거만은 지옥 가자. 지옥.
If you cannot hit your toes with your head, you will end up in hell.
이게 올라가야지.
And also, these legs should be able to go up on your shoulder.
이런데. 80년이 된 젊은이들은 그냥 때려치기하지.
80 years old men can do it, and you young people cannot do it.
그래 천국 가서 이상놈.
Then you still say you want to go, you can go into the kingdom of God? You sound like a thief.
너 이제 박사 코스 좀더 그저 학위를 받으려면 선생님 사인이셔야 돼.
If you want to receive the PhD, it takes Father's signature.
선생님 하려면 다 해.
So that means that you have to follow Father's direction absolutely. Everything Father asks you to do.
박사 좀 자기 책임져 박사가 박사 좀 더 딸에 서지도 해줘야 되고 전부 다 서지 변수 서지 참 신분 종로로 가야 통하는 거야.
Just like when you go for PhD program, you have like 5 different mentors, professors. Then when whatever they ask you to do, you will have to do. Like even cleaning their daughter's clothes, whatever, cleaning up their houses, so to speak.
여자가 저 먼트리 파이 전부 다 빨리.
If you are asked to clean up the menstrual belt, woman's menstrual belt, their daughter's belt, then you still have to do it.
아이고 박사 이거 내 사후상 같다.
If you truly do that, washing even those professors' daughters' menstrual belt like that, then they will feel like, oh, I want to make you my son-in-law.
제일 가깝다. 제일 가까워.
They will feel so close to you.
마찬가지야. 하나님께 저보다 이 세상보다 하나님도 싫어하고 인간도 싫어하고 하나님이 제일 높은 상, 제일 귀한 상이 되면 하나님이 딸이 되고 아들이 되고 사후가 될 수 있도록 아들 될 거야, 딸 될 거야, 사후 될 거야.
What do you want to become? What position do you want to be in? God's son, or son-in-law, or daughter? What position do you want?
daughter-in-law.
Daughter-in-law?
son-in-law,
son-in-law,
daughter and the son. Which one do you like?
godson.
알긴 하는 godson. 여자는 I become godson.
God's daughter.
가서 no, goddaughter. 이러는 거야. 1등
If he says, of course I want to become a son of God, then you would say, no, no, I want to become a daughter of God.
number one.
That's the way you become champion.
그래서 남자 여자 시선 안 되는 거야. 사랑하는 여자가 더 깊고 넓어.
There's a competition. The woman shouldn't be behind the man. You have your love is deeper and wider.
물주머니, 몸주머니, 정신주머니와 장치를 셋을 태가지고 한 단계 한 거다 쫙 통할 모든 걸.
Okay, now then there are three different stages of purification, as Father said. Body bag purification stage. No, water bag, body bag. Now your head bag. Do you want to go these three different stages one step at a time, or all these three different stages at once?
그러는 너희들은 어린이날 모두 우리 앞에서 하면서 떼뿐 찾자니.
That means you will have to go all the way back to your origin. In other words, you have to go back to your mother's womb first, and go back to all the way to the bone marrow of God.
ancestors calls at last.
Tracing back your ancestors.
First ancestors, so they born, penny, placed, getting the first child was born from there. You understand? Then that's born and born behind.
Bone marrow, your bone marrow.
Is that true?
Yes.
어떻게 들어갈래?
So how I will enter there?
천번 죽고, 천번만번 죽고 다시 나요.
So that means that you have to die thousands of times and reborn thousands of times, again and again.
이한 사람 구할 필요 없어요. 참고나 지금까지 아담 완성이 아담 완성, 가정 완성이 이렇게 힘들던 사실.
So we have to understand what kind of suffering and indemnity has been paid in order for us to have true parents appearing in this world.
구약 시대.
Think about the Old Testament.
구약 시대 물주머니 시대.
The Old Testament is water bag era. New Testament era is body bag era. Now complete Testament era is your head bag era.
그래서 구약 시대 저기고 신약 시대 아들도 쪼개고 서약 시대 부모님들 전부 쫓겨났어. 몽땅 전부 물건 아들 가정 전부 나라까지 몽땅 하나에 배받침.
So in the Old Testament era, they had to slice in half their offering, the animals. And the New Testament era, the human beings were sacrificed and martyred and offered. And
Understand? Sacrifice divided two parts.
it was
참부모도 이 기독교가 쫓아났어.
in the New Testament era, even the true parents were chased out by the Christianity.
그걸 다시 아담 가정 예수가 전부 다 해가지고 육천론단 해가지고 정죄해가지고 진리 모든 누가 참부모 중사 사탄 불정단교 일로 축복 해방권으로 이겼다던 놀라운 사실을 그 얼마나 수고했던 아니야.
But now true parents has started from the bottom of from the wilderness, from the bottom, and came up all the way to the completion, level of completion of restoring Adam, restoring Jesus' foundation, and now is the strong enough foundation that the entire human being, humanity can be reborn. Think about
아담과 실패를 전부 뒤로 보내고 노아가 실패, 아브라함 실패, 전부 다저 세례요한 실패, 모세 실패, 세례요한 실패, 예수 실패, 이시 제일장 실패, 기독교 실패, 전부 다 뒤를 보내가지고 다 넘어서가지고.
all the failures of Adam and Eve, Noah and Abraham, Moses and Jesus, and all the failures are now behind us. And the Father is standing in front of that. Everything is history now. And the Father has the foundation to give blessing to the humanity.
선생님이 탕감전쟁에서 승리한 기록인 거예요.
So that's the record of victorious record in the battle of indemnity chorus of Father.
Feel making victorious foundation that recording history. This is so-called divine principle. Understand? grasp that one president, making one body, can control all the human world, of course, the whole world, ideal world, parties. How wonderful our activity, our mission to positive. Wonderful. Isn't it?
Yes.
More than I, more than nose, more than mouth, more than 5 senses over. Wonderful. Forever. In there, can catch everything. In there, can control, occupy everything perfectly. Set, and sit, see, set, and the thing.
Sit.
Set, crown on kingdom of heaven. Throne. We can go over. God is up there. Open. You became victor. More than of the world. Bitterness, more of the world in Ricardo. That kind of barriers, that barrier, praise, human kind of perfect, love partner. Understand?
Yes, yes.
하나님을 완성합니다. 사랑을 완성하고 인격을 완성하고 행동을 완성할 수 있는 전체가 사랑으로만 매마 이루어진다.
So completion of our characters and the love and 사랑의 인격, 사랑 인격 무엇이?
생명, 혈통.
Also the life and the lineage will be done by man, like you and me.
하나님이 선생님을 얼마나 자랑하고 싶겠나?
How much do you think God wanna be proud of true father?
해봤어?
Have you thought about it?
몇천 날년이야 몇천 날년 나를 몇 억만 날년이야.
Tens of millions or maybe hundreds of millions of years God has been waiting for.
너도 선생님하고 전부 다 아드마이링을 해서 respecting that 하고 있어.
How much do you admire father? How much you respect father?
너들은 진짜 아들이니까 하나님보다 더 일 받나 하나님을 받는다고. 너 아들이 더 일 받는다고.
Since you are children, God wants you to admire father and respect father more than God does.
자, 둘 parent은 처음 하나님은 처음 filial parent, patriarch, that holy son 이상이 되기를 바라고 하나님은 역사를 두고 바라보세요. 역사를 바라보세요.
God has been wanting you to become the filial sons and daughters and patriarchs and holy sons more than true parents is for, historically.
Understand the history. Now
Throughout history.
Not history. It's a modern situation. During the less advanced time, the make of those 3 Old Testament, New Testament, Prophet, Complete Testament, all things. You are one age, one generation can make perfect. Do you understand? One generation, your generation. Set, seed praise, modern God's throne. Clear? You have the proud of that kind of concept. I will do it. I occupy, no problem. 10 times, 100 times, dead praise, no problem. You have to have the concept. You didn't make that kind of level, but your concept have that kind of concept, and you have to confidently take in that kind of concept. Do you understand?
Yes.
You have a concept can make perfection fountain of why? Center, true pen center, subject person. Perfect plus can making that perfect mind. Isn't it? That principle for the perspective. Isn't it? So we have absolute faith. God and true presence. Absolute law. Absolute order. Only we taking that kind of action can connect this. high level, very bad, natural way. 그래야
그랬어.
바다의 주인, 영계의 주인, 그 세계는 한국을 하나님이 지은 대신 나를 위해서 내가 사랑하고 관계를 맺기 위한 내 생애를 갖춰야 된다. 덜떠서 여러 가지 복잡한 보라이티 액팅을 하고 왜? 그 주인 자격을 한 분이라도 얻기 위해서 하나님께 감사하고 기쁨으로 하늘에 가겠습니다. 아멘.
Father's life has been the role playing of the owner of ocean, land, and the spirit world in many different aspects. Therefore, Father has been dedicating his life 100% in every aspect of his role playing.
히말라야 산마리아 이제 화이트 타이거에서 화이트 타이거.
In the Himalaya mountains, there is a white tiger.
내가 인도 갔을 때는 히말라야 산마리아 작은 저 호레야 한 쌍인데 안 넘은 가만인데 내가 그래서 저 앞에 저 1m 저 서른인가 1m 그래 청루서 내가 이름 따라가고만 이름 따라가고 이름은 써 이름 바치하더라. 이야
Many years ago, Father had a chance to stop by in India, and he happened to went to see animals in the zoo. Then there was one pair of white tiger in that zoo in India, and the female white tiger was sitting back there and watching while Father was approaching the fence. But the male tiger suddenly stood up and opened the eyes wide and followed Father's motion. If Father goes this way, that way to protect his mate.
이름은
If Father jumps, the male white tiger jumps.
뒤로 가면 뒤로 가.
If Father backs off, the male tiger.
하나님 아들이 저와 같이 형님 틀림없이 그 하나님도 전부 다 대신 시기를 했습니다.
So Father thought at that moment, wow, if God's children do work like this white tiger does, then God will feel comfortable to give all the responsibilities to his son.
내가 이 호래를 살 텐데 참 사람이 한 마리에 5만 불, 10만 불 내가 굉장히 친구들 사니까 잡기가 힘들잖아.
So Father immediately offered to buy those tigers, one pair tiger. Then they said the price tag is $50,000 per head. In other words, $100,000. Father took out the checkbook and he said, here's $100,000. They said, but we cannot sell them because it's very difficult to catch them.
항상밖에 없는 호래가 얼마나 비싸겠나 생각해봤어.
So Father thought, wow, if this is the only pair of white tiger existing in this world, this must be priceless.
이곳은 나라가만 큰 나라가 돼가지고 그 영맹성을 배울 수 없는 나라를 따라서 국민의 영맹성을 세계를 지나는 무슨 소용을 난다.
Even if we sell America, if we cannot buy that kind of courage which the tiger showed, what can we do? We must be able to find something to buy that kind of.
People doesn't have land no problem. People as like tiger. How much in the future making prosperity? This pay that get down the hell. Prosperity go on the kingdom of heaven. 있는데 땅 해머러 땅 우주가 있는데 관심 있어?
People value land, but when we compare this land with entire universe, this is just valueless.
자, 그 호랭이가 말이야. 저 눈꼭대기에서 그 하얀데 산을 하얀데서니 말이야. 그 메기 찾기 쉬웠겠나? 얼마나 힘들었겠나?
While when this white tiger lives in the Himalaya mountains, the mountains are covered by white snows. Do you think they had easy time to find their food, their prey?
매일같이 잡아먹으려면 저 평지까지 하루에 두 번씩 왔다 갔다 해야 된다.
In order to find their food, they cannot find anything in the snow-covered mountains. So every day they have to come down to the like a village area to find something to eat.
호랭이가 눈 먹고 싶겠나? 물 먹고 싶겠나?
Do you think a tiger will want to drink snow or water?
스노.
Snow? Drinking just snow instead of water?
와이 칼라. 이미지레이션 그 애들아이 내 봐도 칼라. snow eating, water, one drink, sure.
Drinking water or eating snow? What do you think tiger wants?
Water.
왜?
Why?
물에가 그냥 고기도 있고 뭐 참나 많아.
Because if the tiger comes down to
물 가운데
the creek or the river, it's not just drinking water, but there will be many different small, prey-like animals which he can prey on them. Also, fish there.
riverside.
The river, on the riverside.
하나님 그래.
Same way with God.
지역 제일이어가지고 천국하게 세를 살았어요. 그 노름하고 있던 내가 자살하셨다.
God comes all the way down to hell and to find those people to be saved. That's the kind of work of God.
저 인도 가서 저 허리 한번 보고 싶지 않아?
Do you want to pay a visit to India and see that particular pair of white tiger?
응?
Do you want?
원치 않는 사람은 패자가 되는 것, 돌고 멋이고 집을 팔고 땅을 팔아가지고 하는 사람은 세계의 승자가 될 것이다. 역사의 승자가 될 것이다.
Those who don't care about seeing that kind of courageous tigers will be the losers. But those who are willing to sell everything to pay a visit to India and see those tigers will become the victors in history.
Understand? Taking that action,
In other words, we should have that kind of courage and
I'm
commitment.
a top president looking down the value, the press can see no problem. Eyesight, control every area, no problem. 그래. 보통 타이가 될 거야, 백 타이가 될 거야.
Should we become ordinary, normal tigers or most courageous white tiger?
Courageous.
courageous tiger, of course. Not so bad. 자, 내가 너희들 판단을 하지 판단을 하기 때문에 스트라이크 처음 구레 스네이크가 말이야 25m짜리가 말이야 지금 저기 바라가이 처음 지금 우리 산 그런데 가서 한번 보여다가 할 때는 여 미국 사람들은 전부 다 미국 여자들 가서 한번 어디 놀래지 않는 여자를 총재를 받아야 다 누가 안 놀래라고 하자 그 앞에 가가지고 전부 다 구름마다 갈수록 입 벌는데 전부 다 한번 이름 있는 참 하나님 아들들이 한번 느끼고 갔다 왔더니 그 잡아먹고 삼켜버리겠나 뭐 삼켜버리겠나.
There's a huge ball like what's called a screw in the area of Pantanal in the Paraguay region there where father usually goes to do fishing and do various projects there. And this is so big that the length of the screw is about 25 meters long, which is about what, 75 feet long.
두 사람 한번 삼켜버리겠나 세 사람 한번 삼켜버리겠나.
This big snake is big enough, it has a big enough jaw that 3 people can be swallowed at once at the same time. So father sometimes think about bringing all American the women there and sit them right in front of that screw and then see if the screw is going to engulf, swallow this the American woman, the blessed couple's wives. So that the screw, the snake may say, well, I have been eating all kind of animals and the people, but I want to taste God-loving the sister, like American woman.
beautiful woman.
Then what kind of
그 여자 누구 자살이야? 하나님의 자살이다.
여자가 그렇게 대답한다고 하니까.
아 여자가 누구 자살이야? 하나님의 자살인데 하나님이 같이 하가 나라가 하나님 앞에 하나님 지은 물건이 잘못이 개혁하는 거야.
That the blessed wife, American blessed wife, is God's property. So when God's property is just about to be taken by this satanic snake, don't you think God will be with her?
그 주인하라고
To protect her?
주인하라고 갔나 뭐더라고 갔나?
What about then snake? Do you think snake will recognize God's property and stay back?
하나님 지으신 그런 스크루 쉬고 초와 가져가지고 꽁지로부터 쉬어 꽁지 말이면 한걸 쉬고 쉬어 가져가지고 전부 다 여행같이 자동차 타고도 태우고 전부 다 무릎에서 온다. 이게 판타나 대륙을 이거 달려보면 얼마나 멋지겠나. 그럴 수 있기를 바라는데 그런 노력을 그 스크루 뱀이 스니까 하나 나가나.
If the screw, that snake, truly recognized God's property, God's child, then screw will also show smile and joy, and eventually screw will carry that American God-loving woman on his back and give a tour of the Paraguay, the Pantanal region. Don't you think it's a happy life then?
그 투입하면서 얼마나 해피가 나와.
Think about how happy she will become.
하나님 좀 하고.
And how happy the snake will become.
그런 걸 하고 싶지 않아?
Don't you think you want to be in that position?
우리 이 세대가 그래.
What about second generation leaders?
절장. 거기 아고 참 많아.
Also, there are many crocodiles, alligators.
무서운 건 다 있어.
All those the fearful creatures are there gathered.
너도 가고 싶어?
You want to go too, the sister?
미안한 아메리카 오면?
No.
No.
Italian.
이탈리아. 페닌슐라. 24대. 메로마. 한국들 페닌슐라 내는 마음이 그때 한 곳을 쓴다고 선생님이 가면 그 끝에 사방 돌아보니까 전부 다 뒷문화를 세계로 생각합니다. 그 뚜벅한 champion 그것이 페닌슐라 성지와 마찬가지입니다.
One of the major characteristics of people from a peninsula nation is that they, they have tunnel vision. They go just they just keep digging one hole all the way to the end. That's where Father came from. So when you finally reach the end of the tunnel, then suddenly the entire world is open in front of you. So the continents and the ocean.
그런 얘기 해준 적한데 시간이 없다. 몇 시야? 무슨 개회식이 12시 반 12시 하는 개회식에서 어디 있어? 챔피언 개회식 나와야 돼.
It's supposed to be opening ceremony tonight, but then there is no opening ceremony lasting until the 12 o'clock midnight. This is championship opening ceremony.
12 o'clock. Understand? Yes. Wow, wonderful. Wonderful, forever. Amazingly, forever, wonderful. 자, 알겠어?
So do you understand, Father?
물주머니,
The water bag,
살주머니, 땅주머니,
body bag which represents
무게
earth,
주머니,
and the head bag which represents
샤! 하면 그렇게 한 승리자가 두 패를 짊어지고 꽉 들고 절대 하나 어디 가든지 떨어지지 않거든요. 시에 정말
True parents is the one who penetrated, went through these three different bags at once. So, since we have now exemplary model, wherever he may go, whatever he may do, as long as we tag along true parents, you are receiving the same privilege there.
역사 전체 완전해서 할 수 있는데 뭐든 끝내자마자.
Father wants to complete his providence by the age of 80. One generation, 80 years period.
Make perfection. The Father making all the perfection with one generation. They can get it. They can content. They can be. Understand?
Yes. Yes.
How can you connect the one generation? Perfection stays over. That's like Father's the thought. Understand? Your way is no persecution, no obstacle. Eh? Make it highway. Highway and good car, modern, good Benz. Perfection one. Eh? Land to riding thing to concept, the driver to everything the perfection one. Reach kingdom of heaven, no problem. No problem. Forever, no problem. You have to have the kind of high level thought. But I want most valuable one. Most yes, mountains, 5 party, or split series. That's correct. Don't say forever correct. They have taken the concept starting to Pesach time. They will made up their kind Passover, automatically get into kingdom of heaven. Get into heaven. Your forever parents waiting for you, making the preparation completely huge. How can they use control? You have to need that power, energy power, speed power, thought power, and love power was the highest speed one, highest pain, highest center. Clean? No. Too low. Everyone they can concept. 자, 그리고 이제 물주머니, 몸주머니 전부 다 하나. 사랑의 화성체 하나.
So once you reach that level, your water bag and the body bag will become one, like everything embodied in one.
자, 히말라야 산에 이제 저 호레 쪽에 가자.
So let's go to catch white tigers in the Himalaya mountains. Will you follow, Father?
Yes.
So no complaints then.
이제부터는 슈팅 한태가를 배워라.
So
클레이상 알겠어?
to learn how to do, shooting, hunting, you can go to clay shooting places.
초로 들이잡았는데 누가 저렇게 밤일을 다니 해가지고 어디라는데 저 생각에는 제일 만졌고 저 슈팅 넘버원. 그러면 모든 세계의 헌팅 필드를 전부 다 컨트롤스 오너가 될 수 있는.
When you have a reputation that all the Unification Church members are sharpshooters, wherever you may go for hunting, you will always become the champion of the hunting tournament or whatever like that.
말씀드린 우리 클레이 하기 전 헌팅 저 필드가 있는 거 알아? 40분, 20분가.
About 20 to 40 minutes driving distance from Washington, downtown of Washington D.C. There is a hunting club there where you can do clay shooting and some level of hunting there, which is owned by Father. Father wants to do a fish farm, animal farm there.
채소를 많이 먹게 채소밭 모든 전부를 이제 우리가 하나님이 농사짓고 싶어서 나도 무슨 산고 농을 잘하고 하나님이 지으신 뭐
Also, Father will develop the farm to grow the vegetables, greenery.
문화 농촌을 만들고
It's like a culturalized the farm villages will be well-developed. Farm villages will be built by Father, sir.
선생님은 그런 게 없어.
Father can do everything.
그 인정해야 돼.
Do you believe that? Do you know that?
Yes.
호리 애니 하여튼 해야 돼. 고양이 새끼가 안 된다고.
If you want to become the babies of the baby tigers, you have to follow what the father tiger does. Don't become a baby cat, kitten. Do you understand what that means?
소리가 고양이 캣.
Between kitten and the baby tiger, their sound is different.
와, 전 세계 그 모든 사회인 전통으로 조용히 파워풀 그래서
So Father wants you to become the most powerful king animals of the world.
6,000m 아래 우리 별장 짓고 한번 살아보겠다고 생각해봤어?
Have you ever thought about building your villa in the 6,000 meter under the water?
너들 데려서 수련시키면 얼마나 멋지겠니?
What if Father takes you all the way down to 6,000 meter underwater and give you workshop?
그럼 앤서는 뭐 전부 다
Wouldn't it be
예,
fantastic?
유명하게 되면 자기 집 팔고 돈을 몇만 불, 몇십만 불 내고 가입해가지고 쓰면 생이 모집될 것이다. 그럼 턱이 또 앉아가지고 먹고 살 수 있다. 어때?
Well, in the beginning, people will be scared of going there because they may just die instantly. But once people know that even if you go there, you will have a good experience and this is the best place in the world to go, then millions of people will be willing to sell their houses and bring their assets to go there. Then the Unification Church doesn't have to do anything to collect money. We'll have plenty of money.
눈이 쌓이는데 전부 다가 도시를 만들었어, 도시.
What about building a big urban city under the snow cap of the North Pole?
No. It's a side part using that kind of activity, that kind of city making no problem. On the sea, part of no problem. 그 6,000m에서 다이아몬드 광이 세계 1등에서 그거 캘 수 있겠나 없겠나?
What if there is the best, most valuable diamond mine is under the sea, 6,000 meters under the sea? Do you think we can mine them, mine the diamonds or not?
하나님이 저 정도 많이 저 사탄 세계에 있어서 제일 기준으로 그 깊은 데가 따지자니까 나 쉬운 데가 따지자니까.
Suppose, because this world is full of robbers and thieves, God might have hidden this most precious diamond mine under the sea, 6,000 meters under the sea.
Under the sea, part of the North Pole.
Or,
그 생각해야 돼. 이야.
We can think that way.
그런 취미 산업 이제 취미 산업 시대도 그거 알아. 취미 산업.
the era of the hobby industry is dawning.
뭐냐면 합의가 뭐냐면
Hobbies,
합의가 뭐냐면 예술 분야,
artistic field,
그다음에
Field of art.
예술에 대한 노래, 춤, 저거들 노래,
Singing,
춤,
dancing.
그다음에 체육 분야,
the sports field,
그다음에 모든 저 문화 이름들이 가는 거 전부 다 취미야.
all the cultural aspect of life. That's all we call overall hobby.
체육,
Sports,
그다음에
art,
그다음에 아트, 그다음에 마셜 아트.
martial arts field too.
근데 저 예술도 아니고 체육도 아니고.
Martial arts is not exactly field belonging to field of art or sports.
앞으로 세계는 이 세 가지가 전부 다 세계를 하나로 만들고 평화의 세계로 인도할 수 있지. 지금 국가 개념 가지고 만든 국경 철폐는 예술과 체육과 이런 마셜 아트 힘 이런 내용을 같이 가지고 국경을 철폐할 수 있지. 그 외엔 철폐할 수 없다고.
As long as there are national boundaries, national identities existing in this world, there is no hope for the world to have one world, unified world. But we have, in order to get rid of them, we need to develop this field of art, field of sports, field of martial art. Then through this kind of development of these kind of fields, eventually humanity will be able to meet together and build one world.
무술에서 나빠.
So we should become the champions in the martial art field.
선문대학의 마셜 아트 저거다.
University of Bridgeport and Selman University, there is martial art club.
노래, 춤, 화해,
Singing, fine art, and dancing. Father already has strong foundation.
선생님이 글씨도 잘 씁니다. 우리 애들 다 그림 못 그리는 사람이 없어.
Father,
저 주에는 그 기름 예술학 예술학교 4년제 같은 거 전부 다 학교도 안 가도 지금 그림 그렇게 그리는 거.
like father, like son, like daughter, father's true children are all talented in art. Without even going through the college of art, majoring in art in college, their level, even at the high school or middle school, their level is better than college graduates.
저 뭐야, 우리 애들 때문에 저 중학교, 해플에서 뭐 아티스트 패밀리, 무슨 패밀리, 아티스트 패밀리.
So the Hackley School teachers, the Hackley School where the true children attended the elementary school and the middle school there, the teachers all know that father's family is art family. They are all talented in art.
우리 저 한 2학년 때 크리스마스 선물 전부 다 인쇄소로 치는 것저것 처수로 쓰는 영어수로 쓰는 교장 선생이 크리스마스 카드를 보내주고 그 글을 우리 애가 쓴 것을 출판물에서 글을 써서 그렇게 서지 있다고.
One of father's daughters was so talented in calligraphy. When she was in the second grade in the elementary school, she was invited by the principal, headmaster of the school, to write the Christmas card in calligraphy. So she did it. It was better than professional printing.
정신만 특별한 어떤 대회에 전부 다 출전하는 전부 다 금메달을 받았다는 거예요.
If they focus on doing this kind of artwork, whatever the competition there is in art field, they can win gold medal there. In fact, they did many times.
선생님은 운동을 못하는 거 있다고?
The father can do any kind of sports.
이런 머리가 천마.
Have you heard of Ilhwa's Chunma professional soccer team?
8년 만에 전부 다 아시아 제파, 아프리카 제파, 저 남미 제파라도 전부 다이 쌍부를 해가지고 주모동을 해거든요.
8 years after the establishment of the soccer team, professional soccer team, they won the championship in entire Asian league there, including Africa. They were invited to South America, but there was some conflict there, so they couldn't really do it. The father's plan is sending Ilhwa team to Europe and conquer the European soccer field.
그래서 레프레먼 시스템.
The father is developing a unique Reverend Moon's strategy or tactic of soccer system.
왜 웃어 있는 사람?
Why laughing?
Very good. Very. 네. 그 소생장성 완성 very good 때 소생장성 완성 very good.
If you want to say very good, you have to at least follow the principal way, the formation, growth, and perfection. So you have to say very good.
운동에 대한 서술도 있고 예술에 대한 서술도 있고 그다음에 무술에 대한.
Father has